Hi everybody, welcome to SermonLink. I'm Pastor Larry Brown with Powell United Methodist Church, and today we're going to be taking a look at the book of Job and the selected verses out of chapter 19. And as we get ready to hear these verses, let me just remind us what this book or story of Job is all about. And I'll try to do that in as a succinct way as I can. It might be helpful to think of the story of Job as an extended parable. Some would even say a fable. The only problem with the word fable is we might think that it's all make-believe. And while the story itself may not be historical, it certainly points to deep truth about our experience in life, and particularly our relationship with God. So there is truth here, even if the telling of the story comes out of a tradition of storytelling that perhaps may not be historically grounded, but as I'm saying, very much connected to what is true about our reality in life and faith. So it's this extended story of a man named Job, and the problem is, while Job has lived a good and righteous life, he encounters incredible hardship and suffering. And that's at the result of, according to the story, the fact that God and Satan, who can be thought of more in this story as the accuser, have a wager between the two of them, God and Satan, betting on the faithfulness of Job. Satan, the accuser, trying to create a situation where Job would then curse God and turn away from God, and God maintaining that his man Job will hang in there. And so that's the context of the story. Job loses everything, his fortune, his home, his health, his family. He's left in the dump or the trash heap at the edge of town, and that's all that he has. And in the midst of that experience, not only does he have the personal anguish about that, but he has friends come and visit him and give him advice and try to help him understand why this has happened to him, as if it's possible to make sense of it all. It leaves us with the question that plagues humanity, if not those of us who are religious persons, and that is, why do bad things happen to good people? And Job's story is that story. So what we have here in these few verses for today is Job's response to one of his friends as they try to explain it away. And I want you to listen for the strength in Job and his perseverance and determination in the face of everything that's lost. So this is Job in the midst of this dialogue that's taking place. Oh, that my words were written down. Oh, that they were inscribed in a book. Oh, that with an iron pen and with lead they were engraved on a rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and that at the last he will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been thus destroyed, then in my flesh I shall see God, whom I shall see on my side. Job is expressing his absolute trust and confidence that ultimately God will be on his side. And it's a strong word of faith, really, for us. Now, I want to just look at that beautiful phrase of Scripture that many of us have heard. It's been put to music throughout the ages. I know that my Redeemer lives, says Job. We hear that, and we immediately and understandably think of Christ. Job, however, is using this word Redeemer in the context of his Hebrew culture, and the word means a close friend, or really more a close family member, who will stand up for the accused, the one who's the victim, and champion that cause and continue to work for justice to come. So almost think of it in a court setting or a judgment setting where the Redeemer is the advocate for the one who is charged. and the Redeemer will be the one. Should something happen to that one who's accused, the Redeemer will keep the case going forward, will again champion the message and the rights of the one who is unjustly accused. So that's the sense that Job has about this Redeemer. And I think what's remarkable about it, or again, the fact that Job is so strong in his character here, but he also is not afraid to challenge God. He believes God has unjustly brought all of this upon him. And, he takes it right to God and says, hey, I wish I could write my case, my justification for this unfair way in which I've been treated, to be engraved on stone and rock so that it will last forever, so that everyone will know, that I am not a man who deserves any of this. And in the midst of all of that turmoil and anguish and even anger, Job still comes down on the side of saying God will be on his side. So this ancient story, in fact, it's one of the oldest writings we have in the Bible, then leaves us to reflect upon our own lives. What do we do when trouble visits us? Do we give up on God? Do we believe God's given up on us? What do we do when bad things happen to us, who are the good people? And I think we can learn from our brother, Job. And what we can learn is, first of all, we can express to God whatever it is we need to express, and we can be honest about that. Even our disappointment, even our anguish or our anger. God can take it. And then secondly, who is our Redeemer? Well, of course, for us it is Christ. And what does it mean that Christ intercedes for us, that is an advocate for us, that Christ will continue our cause, even in the face of what sometimes feels so unfair and unjust in this world and in this life? What that means is that we will ultimately also, like Job, come down on God's side, and God will always be on our side. That's the message of Jesus for us. So I guess what it's saying to us is, let's be real about what's going on. Let's involve God in that. Let's not turn away from our relationship with God, even in the harshest of conditions. And let's experience how ultimately God will, with Christ's presence with us, keep us strong and keep connected to us. Our Redeemer lives. Our Redeemer lives. And that is the foundation of our faith. Hey, friends, be encouraged by that word today. If you appreciate our sermon links week after week, give us a like or a thumbs up and share also. Boy, that really helps us to get the word out and among more people. We appreciate that very much. For now, I'm going to sign off and thank you again for being with us. And we'll be here next time on SermonLink. Take care. Have a great rest of the week. And God bless.